Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. I get a fair amount of questions on my YouTube channel about tractor service issues. And a lot of times it's a little more complicated than I can help you with over email, but there are 3 service issues on tractors that are real easy to diagnose and fix. In fact, they can be fixed in under 30 seconds. And I'm going to cover them all in my video today. The symptoms are, on number 1, my loader quit working all of a sudden. Number 2, my 3-point won't go up or down. And number 3, I can't get my PTO shaft on or can't get it off. And all 3 of these issues are really frustrating and really easy to fix. Let's talk first today. My loader quit working. And most of the time when I get this complaint that the loader's quit working, the person is either just taken the loader off and put it back on, or they've been brush hogging really heavy stuff. What's almost always happened in this situation is a hydraulic hose that's plugged into a coupler has come loose. It's a real easy fix. This is what it's going to look like underneath the tractor, where the couplers come together, which enables you to release your loader and take it off the tractor. And most of the time it won't look as obvious as this. All the hoses look like they're plugged in, but one of the hoses has come unplugged enough that it's not allowing hydraulic oil to go through it. So what we need to do, of course, shut your tractor off. If you've been running it a long time and the hydraulic oil is hot, you may want to let that cool off. And then we're going to jiggle our joystick valve all directions to let all the pressure off the lines. Then all you have to do is go underneath the tractor, and it seems like it's always the bottom one that came unplugged, the toughest one to get to, and plug that hose back in and make sure it's seated. And then everything should work just like it's supposed to. The second problem that we see quite a bit on tractors is my 3-point won't go up or down. And if you've got that problem, I almost guarantee you the problem is right here. And the problem results from a really dumb engineering design years and years ago. There's a little dial right here that connects to your hydraulic system that regulates how fast your 3-point goes up and down. Most people don't even know it's there. Most people never use it. If you turn it all the way in, there's a transport lock. So if you're driving down the open road and you don't want that 3-point attachment bouncing up and down, it kind of locks that oil together so it won't go anywhere. The problem is it's right below this knob, which adjusts how, on a lot of tractors, how your seat is for your weight. In other words, this knob here adjusts some springs under the seat, and if you're heavier, you turn it in to put more tension on the springs. If you're lighter, you twist it out. So what happens is, a lot of times somebody gets on their tractor and they're reaching down here to try to adjust the springs on their seat, and they turn this knob all the way in, and that locks your 3-point wherever it's at. It won't go up or down. We actually, when I worked at a dealership, had a guy that drove for an hour and 20 minutes to our dealership with his tractor loaded up, thought he had a major hydraulic failure. Our service manager went out, turned this knob out so his 3-point would go up and down, and didn't charge him a penny. I thought he was going to kiss our service manager on the lips. He was so happy. He thought he had destroyed his hydraulic system, and all in the world it was, either he or a kid playing on his tractor had turned this knob all the way in. So that's the second failure we see all the time. Can easily fix it. So if your 3-point won't go up or down, find this little knob on most tractors. It's right here below the seat. Turn it out and your 3-point should work fine. The third problem happens right down here when you're trying to get your PTO shaft on. And I've taken my PTO shaft off the tractor to show you what causes this issue. And this one bites so many people. And it bit my neighbor Wes. Wes and I are really good friends. He's an old farm kid. One time I let him use my tractor to do some grading. He took the bush hog off, did his grading. He was trying to put the bush hog on, and he could not get the PTO shaft on. And it's either I can't get it on or I can't get it off. And when I got to his house, there was a pile of penetrating oil on the ground, a big hammer. He was pretty upset. It was hot. He was sweating. He could not get the PTO shaft on to save him, and he couldn't figure out why. And he'd beaten on it. He'd oiled it up. He'd done everything. And he's getting ready to go get a bigger pry bar. And I walked up to the PTO shaft, pulled this collar back and slid it right on, and it worked perfect. Here's the problem. On a lot of PTO shafts, and this is on a Bush Hog SQ720, which is a really common brand of cutter, it looks like you're releasing your collar and allowing it to go on when you push this collar right here forward. And that's what he was doing. It looks like if you push that forward, that ought to go on. It's spring loaded, it feels like it's working, but that doesn't do anything. So if you're pushing this collar forward, you will not get a PTO shaft on or off, no matter how much penetrating oil you use or how big a hammer. You have to pull back. And if you pull back, it goes right on. When I did it, I thought Wes was going to kick my butt because he was so upset. But the problem was easy, and it even got a guy that grew up on a farm, been around this stuff all his life. But if your PTO shaft, if you're pushing this collar forward, it's not going to go on or off. You got to pull back. If you're new to my channel, why don't you subscribe? I'd be honored. Click the my face icon and check the bell so you're notified when I post videos. If you're new to tractors, I have a tractor fun store on my website here with really unique and cool items for the tractor owner. And here's a video Google thinks you might want to watch, and they know you pretty well. You probably ought to watch it. Thanks for watching.